Hey all, here are OS reviews. So digital photo frames are nothing new, but the newer models that we've been seeing have begun integrating touchscreens and Wi-Fi, so you can access cloud storage and have photos uploaded from a different computer and the frame just receives them. So today we're taking a look at a version from Sonicgrace. This is a 8-inch touchscreen photo frame. This is from the same company that made the hi-fi Android-powered stereo speaker that we reviewed a few weeks back. Now it has 10 gigs of free cloud storage on board, but it also has the ability to upgrade to 2 TB of storage for $4 a month. But one thing I am wondering if it's able to integrate existing services, such as from Google Drive or Google Photos. I think that would make it very convenient, or if you're only stuck with their own solution. But let's find out later in this video. It has a 720p resolution, which is decent, I think, and the frame here is made out of wood. It seems like it does have a few features built onto a companion app that you can download on your phone to upload your photos to their cloud if you're using it, to crop your image, beautify it, and add some simple filtering effects. Now this thing sells for $100, which is competitive with the other cloud-enabled photo frames. Some example use cases that they showed on their Amazon listing was giving this as a gift for a grandparent who isn't super tech savvy, and you can just set it up to connect to the internet, and then using the companion app, you could just push over photos that you've taken recently. But the biggest question is, of course, whether this really makes a huge amount of sense as a dedicated cloud photo frame, or if something like a Google-enabled smart display from Lenovo or a Google Hub that maybe sells for a similar price with more features could be a potentially better value or option, even though it does require a bit more of setup. This thing claims to be extremely easy to just plug and play and just have 5 steps and under to begin using it. And then we have just the frame itself, which is made out of wood and has kind of a tempered glass protecting the touchscreen inside. It is pretty lightweight. The back here is made out of plastic. We have a speaker as well, so if you want to play back some animations, music, or videos, it is capable of doing that. There's also a slot where you can use to pop in the kickstand. Now we also have a dedicated power key on the back here, and you can also hang it onto the wall because it is relatively slim. And on the side we have a manual SD card slot if you want to use it as a non-cloud enabled digital photo frame. You can also connect it to external headphones or speakers. There is a USB socket for a thumb drive loaded with, again, photos or videos, mini USB for syncing information with a computer, and a proprietary port, again, for providing power. So right now we are proceeding through the initial boot, and you can see the sequence is exactly the same as on the Sonicgrace Android Hi-Fi smart speaker we reviewed. So they're using the same splash screen. That makes me suspect that this is also running on Android OS. So right now it's telling us to download the companion app, and there's a QR code we can scan. And there's a very quick tutorial that says this is a camera plus cloud drive app, so we can take photos from within this app, apply various filters for quick edits, and then send them over to the cloud, and we are ready to go. So right now it just defaults to what looks like a camera, so if we just take an image of this, it would be pretty meta if we sent this over. Back to the photo frame, so we are now done with this step. Second step, register for an account. We also did that. Use the app to transfer photos to your frame. Go to sonicgracehome.com for detailed instructions. And now we're done. Hello, welcome to Airtake. So the color scheme of orange is matching with the app on the mobile device. So right now we need to connect it to internet. So it really is running on Android. You can see there, probably Android 4.4. First impressions in terms of the screen, it's pretty sensitive, it is capacitive, and the display itself is fairly sharp for a 720p panel. The tablet we were using earlier actually measures 8.4 inches diagonally, so it's actually about the same size, but it has much smaller bezels, of course. Other things we can take a look at would be the storage built onto the photo frame. So it looks like there's around 8 gigs of built-in flash memory, very similar to a budget Android tablet. And under system settings is where you can adjust things like volume. The display brightness can be manually controlled, but there is no proximity light sensor to automatically dim and brighten up the screen. None of the typical Android controls are accessible, so you're locked out. There is no drag down for the notification tray. You can't really exit out to see the regular Android home screen, so really all you can do is access this as a photo frame unless you root it or kind of hack it yourself. But otherwise we just have tabs for the various type of content that you can view on the frame. There's a slideshow, so this randomizes all the photos and videos. Setup will take you into the settings, which we already saw previously, modified from Android. And finally, under video is where you can, again, watch some quick video files if there's anything available. So that's pretty much it. And it's simple, it's straightforward, it works, but there's, again, not really anything else that you can do, such as access Google Play Store services or use it for anything else, like streaming YouTube. All right, so we can take a quick look at some sample photos first. So local files I have just through a thumb drive. If you tap on an image, it will just pop up here. Now, it does not support pinch to zoom, but you can swipe back and forth to take a look at an image and the previous one over. Overall image quality is quite good. The display gets bright enough, it offers pretty accurate looking colors, and the HD resolution is also sharp enough, in my opinion, just for casual viewing back of some quick images here and there. You can see it's doing a pretty good job. It's responsive enough to scroll pretty quickly between these images if you want to go a bit more quickly. But in general, for, again, viewing back some of these images, I think it does a great job, even though it's not, say, an AMOLED or an OLED display. And finally, a quick look at the video. So we have essentially going into Gallery on Android OS. We have just one simple MP4 file that we can tap to play back here. What's interesting is Airtake, the company that Sonicgrace is using the app service from, actually started off as a photo cloud sharing solution. So this is their first kind of hardware partnership with Sonicgrace, this photo frame, but they typically make just the app itself for Android and iOS, where you can take images, edit them, share them, and save it on their cloud. So the name Airtake is an existing brand. It's not something created just for the sake of this product, which I found a little interesting. Which is also why when you open up this app, essentially it defaults into the camera because it's trying to replace a traditional camera app on your phone. You can slide left and right to access different built-in filters, which are pretty handy, and you can also tap here to change the aspect ratio, beauty effects. It's very simple and similar to other camera apps you may already have. You can also record video as well, and then also save this to the cloud for the photo frame to access. You can tap on the thumbnail here to really access the main interface, as I like to think of it. It's essentially a gallery view of all the content that you have in your cloud drive. And from here, I can also apply edits. So that includes applying automatic beauty effects, as well as cropping the image into a different standard. So I can do all of that from the app itself, which is definitely a plus. The downside is, even though you have more editing tools built into this app, it seems to be unable to recognize or give you permission to upload photos that you have directly on the phone storage into their drive. If you want to upload more photos, you have to use a computer to do that, and there is a website that you can visit, but that's an extra step. Furthermore, it seems like it's unable to integrate with things like Google Drive or Google Photos, which is also a bit of a shame. It does rely on only the Airtake software ecosystem. All of the albums and folders, so in this case down below here is the Airtake frame. All of the images added to this folder will show up on the frame, while images that you don't add to this folder will not show up. So you can manage what you want to have and filter that yourself. But anyways, I can add a photo by pressing down below here, and I can select the images that I haven't added over yet. I can long hold to add multiple images and just tap on done, and that will start to sync and push those photos over in a moment. And down below here, there's also a third tab that says Explore, and if you tap on that, it changes the interface again, but this is essentially just editing photos. So you can, add text, you can edit, you can also send a photo to different social media. Those are some additional features that you can check out, which are independent of this hardware. But otherwise, you can see basic profile information as well, such as how much storage that you have left, how much that you've used, and Airtake on computer. So again, if you want to sync that with your PC, where you can upload more content directly. Tapping on cloud again, you can see it's refreshed and all the images have now been pushed over. The new ones that we've added here are now showing up as well, and we can just slide back and forth to access them. These were just captured directly using the camera on my tablet. That's more or less it for our hands-on review of the Sonicgrace Airtake Cloud Wi-Fi photo frame. It is a very simple to use product, and the integration with Airtake's software is simple enough. I only wish that Sonicgrace would also give us the option of integrating other cloud solutions like Google Photos or Google Drive, which people might be more familiar with. And I think that Airtake in general also should allow users to upload photos directly from your smartphone or tablet from the mobile app, because right now you can only push over content that you take using the camera from the app. So previous photos that you may have stored are hard to upload to your drive from your mobile device. So overall, I would say this is probably one of the better looking designs as far as the digital photo frames are concerned. Very classy and elegant, but the software can use some improvement. With that being said, at least Airtake does give you 10 gigs of free cloud storage to access, which is better than some of the other options we've seen in the past. So you can check out more details if you are interested in picking up a pretty modern digital photo frame for the house to easily share content with. But for now, that's been our video. Thanks for watching here at OS Reviews. That's been the Sonicgrace Airtake.